Times have been hard here and there, lives unfair, with the world barely revolving around the axis of non-issue resolving practices and conflict. We are afflicted with plagues of the mind, body, and soul, which we vaguely find behind the holes in our roles to acknowledge. But despite our knowledge of these afflictions and addiction towards acceptance, the inept still dance their way around the taboos it may prove to define their lives. And despite those that strive to save the world, sounding the alarm to eliminate harm with big hearts and open arms unfurled, so sure that their efforts are the cure, one cannot impart salvation for all. There is no termination to the man slowly dying from causes unknown, his will trying but body still wasting to bone. There is no elimination of the girl taught to expect abuse, slowly getting used to not being heard because the line between obedience and subservience was blurred. There will be no generation free of sex workers, teenage smokers, victims of the worst crimes ever known, the homeless, the hopeless, depression, right suppression, the famine, the murdered men and women of war, the adored but hungry children crying out in the night for more. But there is still intrinsic value in the altruist, in lieu of the fact that we lack the ability to embetter the lives of all who reach out to be pulled up. The altruist is not fooled by pictures of the smiling citizens in the developing world, told to say cheese in order to please the marketing dissidents, packaging real issues in a veil of gift bags and tissue paper. No, the altruist sees not with eyes focused on travel ads and donation fads, like a sophomore missionary hoping to pad his resume as if he was visionary to have been on a touristic humanitarian trip with a cookie-cutter script that served to do no more than develop dependence on the annual presence of revolving groups and never evolving but ever naive do-gooders that stay for a week and then leave. No. The altruist is here without a timeline to define what he or she is here to do. For despite the many resounding fears that might float around between their ears, the only sound that they hear is the justice done by the word service. You see, service is a word, but it stands for a movement. And changing the world is not so absurd if we all band together for improvement. Service is a thought that begins with others in mind. And what it gives cannot be bought: the elevation of humankind. Service is an idea, a commitment to a cause, a promise made, a promise kept, and followed through without pause. Service is an action, selflessness in motion, that can't be stopped or slowed down by any known notion. Service is what you do, because you are the altruist.